Elon Musk is in the news, yet again. The crazy CEO loves being the subject of headlines and for the most absurd reasons. This time it's a little bit more severe than his jokes on Twitter. This time he's in the news because Tesla's stock prices are falling rapidly, making his net worth depend more and more on SpaceX. So make sure to watch the full video to find out all about it. First up, what's happening to Tesla's stock prices? Tesla was the first car maker to ever reach a value of $1 trillion. As our oil reserves depleted and countries move towards zero carbon policies, we can expect the sale of EVs to rise immensely. Now, the stock market isn't necessarily about the money a company makes at the moment, it's also about what people expect its future to be like. Since the world is going electric, the Tesla have a massive first mover advantage. Folks are expecting the company to do super well in the next decade or so, hence more people want to hold on to its stock. This creates a demand surge leading to a high stock price. So we've established why the company is worth so much. The crazy hike in the stock made Elon Musk the richest man on the planet by quite a large margin. However, that was the post-COVID overstimulated stock market where almost every company was overvalued, which made billionaires, well, even richer than we could possibly imagine. In November of 2021, Tesla shares were worth a whopping $407. Now, it's worth just $277. That's a massive 32% drop. And of course, as a consequence, Musk's take in the company lessened its value. That's not all though. There's another factor to it as well. His sale of Tesla stock. Let's talk about that for a few moments now. Moving on, stock sales, because of Twitter, led to further decreasing his stake in Tesla. The market has punished the previous high flyers such as Tesla. Yet that's not all. The CEO also sold close to $15 billion of the electric car maker stock since April, when he launched his bid to buy Twitter Incorporated. So here's what happened. He decreased the number of shares held, and the price of those very shares decreasing now means his wealth is not reliant on Tesla as it once was. In fact, this is the first time since the company went public that more of the guy's net worth depends on his other businesses. It's worth noting that he's trying to get out of the $44 billion Twitter takeover, and he might just be able to do that, thanks to a whistleblower report that suggested gross security negligence by Twitter's CEO. But we'll get to that later in the video. If that happens, he might just buy his stock back, making his wealth super reliant on Tesla again. As a result of everything that we've just mentioned, his stake in just SpaceX is worth almost half of his stock position in Tesla. This proportion drops when you include the whopping $73 billion worth of options that he has tied to the EV maker. We've gone over two reasons why his wealth now depends less on Tesla, first being Tesla's dropping value and the second being the sale of his shares in the company. There's a third reason as well, the rise of his space exploration company SpaceX. Let's dive right in. Now, SpaceX is valued higher than ever before. Elon's estimated 44% stake in the rocket company is the largest reason why his net worth increasingly depends on SpaceX amid Tesla's devaluation. For a second, let's assume that the South African businessman owns nothing, absolutely nothing, just his current stake in the space company. Even then, the guy would be the 24th richest person on the planet. That's how serious this California-based startup is getting. Just a month ago, some of the company's shares sold for $250 million in a secondary transaction from 5 anonymous investors. At the same time, other folks backing up the start included Abu Dhabi's state investment firms and freaking Jay-Z. And that's not all. Wall Street thinks that the space company could be worth more than Tesla in just 5 years. Of course, this is only possible if they don't sell off Starlink. In fact, an Atlanta-based VC firm that invested in the company believes that the rocket company will easily command a higher value and significance than Tesla. A Hong Kong-based investor even stated that SpaceX is a long-term play on the space economy, which we think is going to be part of the next few decades. So it seems that this trend is only going to continue upwards. As time goes on, more and more of the eccentric billionaire's wealth will rely on the space company. But why is SpaceX expected to do so well? Well, the short answer is Starlink and government contracts. Let's talk about them all one by one. Alright, time to discuss Starlink. Most of you already know what this is. For those who don't, let's go over it real quick. Starlink is a satellite-based internet company launched by Elon Musk in 2019. It's a subsidiary of SpaceX. The company is different from your usual companies because they beam the internet up to space, and then satellites bring it back down to individual consumers. Since there's no need for poles, wires, or cables, Starlink can give internet access to almost every corner of the globe. no matter how remote. As of right now, they serve 36 countries, but they hope to serve the whole world in the future. This will change connectivity as we know it. You'll never ever have to worry about getting signals, no matter where you are. This has got a lot of folks extremely excited. Consequently, the company's value has risen because of the expected revenue. The second reason is government contracts. SpaceX's workhorse rocket, the Falcon 9, is often hired by NASA for their own missions. Ever since Russia's war on Ukraine, even European agencies might start using the American company, so there's a clear revenue stream here for the company, and there's a really high expected revenue in the future. If things go as projected, Elon Musk might even reach a net worth of $500 billion, with only 1/5 of that coming from the EV maker. However, that all depends on when they decide to take the company public. So, that's it. That's how his personal fortune is now increasingly dependent on the space company. With that out of the way, let's take a couple of minutes to talk about some of the other things happening in the world of Musk and his companies. In other news, first, SpaceX launches 46 satellites and then lands at sea. Another day, another Starlink launch. A SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket lifted off from the Vandenberg Space Force Base in Cali on August 31st, carrying 46 Starlinks to orbit. About 8.5 minutes after the liftoff, the first stage of the rocket came down for a landing on the SpaceX robotic drone ship, which was stationed in the Pacific Ocean. This was the 7th launch and landing for this particular Falcon 9 first stage rocket. The rocket's second stage continued flying to low Earth's orbit. It deployed the 46 satellites an hour after launch. So far in 2022, the company has launched 25 Starlink missions. The company already has 3,000 satellites up in space, but it'll need a lot more to fulfill its mission of providing everyone on Earth with high-speed internet. The mega constellation of satellites will continue to grow. The company already has permission to launch 1,200 Starlinks and is seeking permission for 30,000 more on the top of that. Next up, a Twitter whistleblower may benefit Elon. All was going well for Twitter. They sued Elon Musk and it seemed like they were going to win, until a certain Peter Zatko ruined things for them. Zatko is a former Twitter employee who alleged that the company has serious security and privacy issues. He stated that the vulnerabilities could put users, investors, and US national security at risk. He further claimed that the Twitter executives misled regulators, and even their own board about the shortcomings. This could work well in favor of Musk, as he's been trying to get out of buying the company for a whopping $44 billion, 8 more than its current value. Both parties go to trial on October 17th, so we'll have to wait till the end to find out how this plays out in court. Till then, stay tuned. Finishing up, is Musk's goal of selling 20 million EVs in 2030 a sham? The CEO plans to sell a lot, and we mean a lot, of vehicles in the year 2030. If achieved, it would make Tesla twice the size of any other car maker on the market, accounting for roughly 20% of all vehicles sold globally. But growth like that, a 13-fold increase over the year's sales, will not be cheap. They'll need to invest billions upon billions to make that happen. In fact, when they talk about this goal, a manufacturing expert said, quote, "I'd equate this with the Manhattan Project in World War II. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. Do you folks think SpaceX will eclipse Tesla in the near future? Let us know all your thoughts in the comment sections below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.